that under our role, the jurisdiction of the committee is on matters directly and principally relating to malfeasance, misfeasance, and nonfeasance in office committed by officers and employees of the government. And that is why I was listening from the honorable sponsor, the honorable author of the resolution. I was trying to hear from him on how this malfeasance, misfeasance, and nonfeasance in office committed by what office and who are the officers and employees. And as I hear from him, he said that there were call for assistance, and he did not mention who are these people affected. I am the district representative of the city of Osamis, where it belongs, and the very barangay concerned. I am also a resident of this barangay. And considering the what I got from the chair before the start of the hearing, that before making a determination on whether or not the committee has jurisdiction on the matter, that he wants to listen from the different resource speakers. So as part of the leadership, I fully support the call of the chair. And as he said, that he doesn't want that this committee, this process would be taken advantage by any politicians, by any member to further one's interest, but for the interest of the people in general that we are serving. So because of that, Mr. Chair, instead of for me to move for a motion to whether or not the committee has jurisdiction, I am reserving that, Mr. Chair, in support of your leadership after hearing the resource speakers that are present today. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, I think he was given the right to speak only for preliminary statements. He is now trying to defend already the demolition and talking about the legal certainties or legal rules that they are trying to invoke. So I think he should only answer questions. Maybe we can proceed already.
Mr. Chair, as in answer to your query, the resource speaker was just asking about 2 minutes.
2 minutes,
to,
okay.
to complete, and more so, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chair, that the resource speaker was commenting on the resolution.
In order to appease Congressman Biloso, I will lay down the premises. First, this hearing was called simply because this representation would like to know why a project funded by the national government through expropriation, which did not follow certain processes, was built on a private land. One of the components of this housing project, Mr. Chair, was even built on a public land, which is an inalienable part of the patrimonial domain of this country. I'd like to ask whether or not the expropriation process followed the legal procedures. For example, did the city government went through the Office of the Solicitor General or the OGCC based on the provisions of Republic Act 10752? Also, did the local government know that under Republic Act 7279, parcels of land belonging to small landowners are exempted from expropriation, and that expropriation can only be resorted to after exhausting other modes of land acquisition, namely land banking, land swapping, land negotiation, donation to government, community mortgage, etc., etc. The last resort, Mr. Chair, is expropriation, if the other modes of acquisition have been exhausted. And then, finally, the law says that if you resort to expropriation, parcels of land belonging to small lot owners are exempted. And so, there are so many things, Mr. Chair. Number one. Number two.
I think
I can go on and on, Mr.
Yes.
Chair. I understand that.
I give you 30 minutes. Then, if you still need, we go to a second round after all those who have been registered have been called, sir.
Certainly. Mr. Chair, I understand that the city mayor is not on the Zoom and the city administrator will be the one to answer for him.
Yes, sir. That is also my understanding.
So my questions to the office of the mayor. Did you file a special civil action for expropriation against several residents in Usami City on January 18, 2020 to give way to a housing project? City administrator, please.
Attorney Sama.
Yes,
Pwede.
Your Honor.
Yes,
The city indeed filed, Your Honor.
that's why. Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Isn't it true that the previous city officials approved a resolution dated February 18, 2019, seeking to stop the DPWH, the District Engineering Office in Tangub City, from undertaking the same project? Yes or no?
That was before my assumption of office. I have no idea. No, Your Honor. I have no idea on that matter.
Case allegations.
Yes, Mr. Chair, that was I was expecting him in his preliminary remarks that he should present evidence. He should not get evidence from the resource speakers.
Okay.
Pinakamadali siguro dito, Mr. Chair. Do you want to answer all the questions, Diaz Uminal, para madali tayo?
Sir Diaz,
want to
Marcoleta, please
answer the
address
question?
the chairman first. Do not address the other member directly.
Mr. Chair, if Diaz Uminal wanted to answer all the questions, that's okay with me.
Was done.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Kanina pa, binabanggit ko na. The demolitions were undertaken during the pandemic, and then there were no court demolitions issued. The buildings were constructed on private lands, not owned by the city government. One component of that project was even erected on a public land, which is inalienable, not disposable. The project, Mr. Chair, is implemented. I think the notice to proceed was, I think, September 2019. And I'd like to know when it was started, because I believe it was started only mid of 2020. But there is a report I will show to this body that as of January 31, 2020, that project, specifically Building 1, was already 71.36% complete. How's that? The notice to proceed was September 23, 2019. But the construction is yet to start in May of 2020. How come there is already a completion at the rate of 71.36%? I asked the office of the DPWH, central office. They say that the project engineer on the ground is the one feeding through an application called PMCA. This is a a computer-generated report. Meaning to say, if the project engineer has access to that system, he will feed the information to the system. So that even the project is not yet started, it's already 71.36%. I'd like to ask the COA, why was it permitted? Is the COA looking into this? Is the WD,
Okay,
DPWH
I now
looking
understand
into
the line of questioning.
But my only point in connection also with the point of order raised by the other members is that it should be the author should present the evidence at hand to us now. The
Mr. Chair, may
documentary
I answer
evidence
that?
and other.
Okay,
And then we will decide.
Yes, sir.
May I answer
I've heard that already twice. Let's give him the opportunity to present his case, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, sir.
I have several pieces of evidence, Mr. Chair. As a matter of fact, they are from A to U.
Please tackle them one by one because so to simplify the issues before we proceed to the interpellations, Mr. Sponsor.
Question for the Office of the Mayor. The first building of the housing project under contract 19KJO186 had a 50 million funding under the 2019 GAA. That is correct, Mr. City Administrator.
Mr. Chair, I thought DS Marcolita will present an evidence, not questioning the resource speakers.
How can I present my evidence, Mr. Chair, if DS Waminal keeps on interrupting this representation? Mr. Chair, I am presenting 2019 Status of Contracts Report, Regular Infra, Regional Implementation as of 31 January 2020. This is a system-generated report, an application called PCMA by the DPWH. On page 73 of that report, Mr. Chair.
Can you give a copy to the committee sec after the
I
hearing?
will give all these copies to the Chair. Project 19KJ0186. This is the project we're talking about, Mr. Chair. Constructed by Alpha and Omega General Contractor. This is the contractor. As of January 31, 2020, that project is 71.36% complete. That is why I wanted to ask the contractor if he is present, because I know he started the project sometime May 2020. How come it is already 71.36% complete? As a matter of fact, Mr. Chair, I will show the corresponding picture taken on December 14, 2020, which I think is in the slide, as I gave the COMSEC. What is the status of that project as of December 2020? Can you please flash it on the screen so that you can see the difference? I'd like to ask, of course, the DPWH why they did not verify that report. And so, COA, I'd like to ask also whether the first billing of that contractor, how much is that? Because if he was paid to the rate of 71% of that project, which is yet to be constructed, then the COA was paying a ghost project, Mr. Chair. And I'm saying that the cluster project in Malaubang, in Barangay, Mr. Chair, was constructed on a public land. To remedy the situation, Mr. Chair, DS Waminal filed a resolution in January 2020 converting that particular land area consisting of about 82
You mean a bill,
hectares.
House bill?
It's House Bill. It's here, Mr. Chair. I will give you. And of course, he can... that's the report. The picture. The picture of the... Litrato yun nung project. It's a project. And so he filed a bill, Mr. Chair, converting that public land into alienable and disposable. It is as if that that particular bill becomes a law, he could have remedied the situation. I will ask, of course, the resource person, especially the Solicitor General, whether a project can be constructed on a public land. Whether the city government can determine for itself the use of a public land. And then, Mr. Chair, there is a rate of possession. And it is all here. Is the rate of possession, Mr. Chair, miraculously turn itself into a title covering all those lots expropriated in the name of the city government? And so why on Building 1 and Building 2, these projects were constructed considering that these are private lands? By the way, the rate of possession, the procedure was still being questioned by the residents. It's already with the Supreme Court, Mr. Chair. That's why there is a representative from the Office of the City Administrator. Did DS Waminal notify the the House of a possible conflict of interest in filing that bill based on Section 12, Article 6 of the Philippine Constitution? Because he must have done that because it was his project. Where did the money come from in regard to the cluster housing? There are 3 projects involved in this project, Mr. Chair. The pictures are already here. I will give all this to the chair. In Barangay Laman, Mr. Chair, there are 2 condo-type buildings. The first one is funded by the national government, 50 million pesos. The second building is funded by the local government, 50 million. But there is a cluster housing in Barangay Malaubang. That's where it was constructed on a public land. There is a 50 million budget to that. Where did that come from? I'd like to ask the COA. Kasi, Mr. Chair, yung first building is 19 kJ 0186. The second building is 20 kJ 0183 or something. Pero yung Malaubang, what is the contract ID? Where did the 15 million come from? Wala naman sa GAA yun. Wala rin sa city government. Kaya pala, ang nangyari, dito sa billboard nila, Mr. Chair, yung first building, 35 million na lang. But, sa GAA, this is 50 million. Naging 35 million na lang. Ito, billboard nila ito. Silang mag-ama ito. Bakit naging 35 million? Because the 15 million was placed in Malaubang, the cluster project. That's technical malversation, Mr. Chair. Why did the city government, sabi niya, oh, we will condemn, we cannot injure, we cannot harm our residents. Pikit mata, sasabihin nila. Ibig sabihin, yung mga residents na to na nag-complain sa Supreme Court, Mr. Chair, sila mismo nag-demolish. I will show you the evidence, Mr. Chair, nandito. Ayan ba yung 71%? As of December 14, 2020, yan ba yung 71%? Tingnan ninyo. Baka 17, baka 17. I'm not an engineer. Pero as of January 31, 2020, it's already 70.36%. 2020 na yan. Hindi, it's 17 pa lang yan eh. But as of January 31, 2020, Mr. Chair, sa report ng DPWH, 71% complete. How can you do that? Ngayon, paano nyo i-demolish yung bahay ng dahil binigyan lang kayo ng writ o possession? I will question even the court, Mr. Chair. Sabi ni Diaz Mominel sa kanyang privilege speech, bakit ko raw sinabi na merong 50,000 pesos allowance yung RTC court? Sabi niya, oh, it's a practice. Is that so, Mr. Administrator? Is that your practice that your courts are being given allowances by the city government or the local government? Sabi ni Diaz Mominel, hindi naman 50, 25 lang eh. Kahit na 5 pesos lang yun, Diaz Mominel, mali pa rin yun. Because I don't think the judge should receive allowances. The judge should maintain the court neutrality of an impartial judge. Justice Peras, RTC 15, number 15 and 35. Palagay ko, inalis nyo na siya. He's somewhere else. He can no longer stand the pressure in Osamis City. Kung walang demolition order coming from the court, with the writ of possession, you can demolish. Possession is one. Ownership is another. My question, bakit pinayagan ng DPWH at saka ng COA na itayo yung mga projects na yon dun sa lupa?
Sir,
That is the
1
private
minute to
land.
go for the 10 minutes.
These are the things that we would like to determine, Mr. Chair. Left and right lang, violation lahat ng ito. Gusto kong hanapin lahat ng kasagutan. All questions must be answered truthfully, honestly, for the sake of our people, Mr. Chair. I
Yes.
said that they violated Republic Act 7279 because under that law, the small landowners are exempted.
Okay,
They
number
also violated Republic Act 10752 because the local government should have gone through the Solicitor General or the Office of the Government Counsel.
Okay,
That is the law.
that's
On my second question, the answer given by the city administrator is that he did not know about the resolution which I asked. So I will present the resolution, Mr. Chair. It is resolution number 5719. This is the previous administration. They sought to stop the DPWH in that area from undertaking the same subject. So this is my Annex B in my presentation, Mr. Chair. Question to the office of the mayor. The two condo-type buildings are located in Barangay Laman. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Who is the chairman, the barangay chairman of Barangay Laman?
As far as I know, it is Barangay Captain Sancho Waminal, Your Honor.
How is he related to DS Waminal?
He's the younger brother, Your Honor.
Younger brother, thank you. Were you aware that on August 24, 2020, in the program Face and Serve the People, slide 1, please. Viwas Mainal went on air and he cited Republic Act 10752. Slide 1, please. Well, this is being fixed, Mr. Chair. Let me go to the next question. Mr. Administrator, is it not true that the land in Laman to which this building 1 is being constructed is not owned by the city government?
As of the moment, not yet, Your Honor.
As of the moment,
Yes, Your Honor.
but you have already constructed it, right?
I understand, Your Honor, that
It's not what you understood. I'm asking you, as of now, it is not yet in the name of the city government, right?
yes, Your Honor.
Can you set up a project on a property not owned by the Osamis government?
Yes, Your Honor.
How is it so?
Your Honor, a writ of possession has already been issued. The property was already vacated by its occupants, and there was a government project on that site. It was the DPWH that implemented it, Your Honor.
Okay. Kabuti na lang inamin mo. Did the residents voluntarily vacate their houses or their houses were demolished?
They voluntarily vacated, Your Honor, and it was even, I understand, the contractor who helped them remove some of the remnants, Your Honor.
That's
That
okay.
was not-
Kung voluntary, okay na yun. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Please. Slide 1, please.
Sa korte, no? So wala sila giabo, wala sila gipapahawa, gihulak. Under our expropriation law, no, which is kining Republic Act 10752, no, this is an act facilitating the acquisition of road right of way, site, or location for national government infrastructure projects, no? Kining niya, this is a national infrastructure project because proyekto man kani sa national government ang pondo na asagaa nga gibutang sa DPWH agency, no? It's a multi-purpose building to be used for housing units na ako diha ang covered court facilities of a community, covered court, barangay health center, and other facilities nga gikinahanglan sa mga katawhan in that community. And in this provision of RI 10752, Section 6, Guidelines for Expropriation Proceedings, no? Naagibutang dire na whenever it is necessary to acquire.
Okay, Mr. Chair. My point there is that DS Waminal already admitted that the expropriation law, the controlling law, is Republic Act 10752. My question to the city administrator, in filing the complaint for expropriation and conscious of the fact that the controlling law is Republic Act 10752, did the city government of Osamis went through the office of the Solicitor General or the OGCC in filing that complaint?
Please respond,
Yes, yes.
City Administrator.
We have not yet, Your Honor.
Not yet.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair, not yet. But they already expropriated the land. As a matter of fact,
Mr. Chair, may I interject because my name was mentioned
Mr. Chair,
on that
I
particular
am
issue?
trying to explain this.
Mr.
If DS Waminal keeps on interrupting this representation,
DS Ominal, the committee is now in only the Section 2, Rule 2, Section 4. So let's give him a little latitude, please, because we're not yet in the converted into inquiry. So let him, he has the floor, let him proceed uninterrupted.
Mr. Chair, it is my right as member of the committee and this House to rise anytime when your name has been mentioned in any inquiry by anybody for you to rise on a personal
Yes,
and collective privilege.
we respect that.
To
But
in this matter, to interject and clarify the statement which I made, Mr. Chair. And I think it is within the role, Mr. Chair, and within my right to
Mr.
interject,
Chair,
Mr. Chair.
I do not understand the interruption being made by DS Waminal.
actually, he's referring to the video to the mention to the city administrator to take as reference only. He is using that only as a reference
Yeah,
to
but
the question propounded on the city administrator, sir.
yeah, on the basis of the question, Mr. Chair, he was using my statement as an evidence. So that's why I should be made to outright to make a clarification.
You will
It
be
pertains, because it
yeah, you will be given all the time after after he finishes his
Well,
yeah.
no, on that particular
Well,
point,
he's not challenging your person. I never heard him challenge your person now on this
No,
here on the floor, here on the hearing.
he's mentioning my name, and he is using my name as an evidence of his interpellation.
Can you
to-
cite when did you see your name here? Here,
Yeah.
this particular instance?
When he asked the question to the city administrator, when he said that DS Waminal has already admitted that the expropriation law is
You
under...
just admitted.
Hello,
Did you not admit?
That's
DS Marcoleta, please
Mr. Chair,
address the chair.
the DS Waminal is out of order. He just saw himself. He admitted, he invoked Republic Act 10752. What is wrong in that? There's nothing wrong. He admitted. It's only a premise. That's why I'm asking the city administrator if they went through the office of the OGCC or the Solicitor General, because that is what is supposed to be the provision of law.
Please avoid mentioning the name of DS Ominal in your interpolations.
Because he is interrupting me, Mr. Chair. I am not. I have no business mentioning his
Yeah,
name.
please,
His
please.
name has nothing to do with this.
Yes, okay.
He presented my press conference, Mr. Chair. So
As a reference material.
yeah, that's why I should be. He's referring.
Ikaw yun.
Yeah, that's why I should be
Hello,
allowed to interject.
Tinatanong kita, hindi
I think the video is self-explanatory. If we debate the video, a 2-minute video with a 10-minute debate, we will not go to what we are finding
Anyway,
out
Mr.
here.
Chair, I yield, but I am just
I ordered that DS
registering-
Marcoleta avoid mentioning the name of DS Ominal just to propound questions on the resource persons.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank
Anyway,
you. Thank you.
the city administrator already answered that they did not yet went through the office of either the OGCC or the Solicitor General. And then in his last answer, Mr. Chair, he said that the residents voluntarily vacated their residence. May I ask the COMSEC to please show slides 2, 3, and 4.
Technical service, please play slides 2, 3, and 4.
Two, yan, two.
Among lula na dira.
So, Mr. Chair, yan po yung voluntary. Kayo na po ang maghusga, Mr. Chair, kung voluntary yun. City Administrator, did the writ of possession issued by the court miraculously turn into a title and covered all those lots in the name of the city government?
May I?
Naging titulo na ba yun? Naging titulo na nung magkaroon ng writ of possession? Naging titulo at lahat nung in-expropriate ninyong lupa napunta na sa pangalan ng Osamis City?
If your honor, please.
No. Yes or no? Nung mag-issue ng writ of possession, na-convert na into a title, pagkatapos lahat ng mga lupa na yun napunta na sa pangalan ng city administrator, ng city government? Yes or no?
No, your honor.
Okay, no. Granting for argument that the action taken by the court is correct. Is possession synonymous to ownership? I know you are a lawyer.
In
Is
effect,
possession synonymous to ownership?
in effect, your honor, for expropriation, yes. For purposes of expropriation.
May I ask the opinion of the representative from the OCA, Supreme Court?
Good morning, Your Honors. With respect to that question, usually when a writ of possession is issued, possession over the property is being given to the one who's expropriating it. But insofar as title or ownership in the meantime, that is not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily follow because they have to determine yet what is the
Yes.
compensation, the just compensation,
Yes.
final just compensation that the property owner is entitled to, Your Honor.
Thank you. I think that is very clear. Hindi naman naging titulo kaagad yun eh. Pagkatapos, Mr. Chair, tinayo na kaagad yung building. So it is still a private land. As a matter of fact, the writ of possession is now being questioned. City Administrator,
Mr. Chair, could I ask for
who is the
1 minute
contractor of
recess,
the
Mr.
first
Chair?
building?
1 minute suspension of the roll. Can I request for a 1 minute suspension of the roll? On the process and the manner how the author is
Okay.
presenting evidence.
Resume na tayo, resume.
Yeah.
Session resume.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, may I manifest my continuing objection for the record on the manner how the author is presenting or adjudicating evidence in support with his allegation, because as earlier stated, the persons invited, the government officials, are resource speakers. They are not witness. But the way how it is being done now, as if they are witness or adverse party of the case, which we have not yet determined who are the adverse party because it is not yet determined who are the officers and employees who committed the alleged malfeasance, misfeasance.
I
and
already
malfeasance.
enumerated the.
Yes, I'm just putting it on record.
Yeah,
Mr.
but you
Chair.
already told me about an hour ago to enumerate the offices or agencies that are alleged. So I did that already.
Yes, Mr. Chair. I'm not. My point is in the way how the
Okay,
witness
noted,
is
noted.
In the
Your Honor.
demolition of the houses of the lot owners, did the court issue rate of demolitions?
There was no demolition, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you. Wala raw
If Your Honor,
wala raw
may I
demolition, Mr. Chair. Okay lang. Sige. Who is the contractor of the first building?
as far as I know, it is Alpha and Omega Construction, Your Honor.
What about the second building?
Mr. Chair, the resource speaker is incompetent to answer that. The right office who will.
Akala ko ba continuing objection ka na lang?
That's why I am again.
Do you want to proceed?
No, Mr. Chair. My point, Mr. Chair, is that
Please address the chair. Please address the chair. Do not directly engage each other. I already ruled that we noted your objection. It's the same objection.
no another point, Mr. Chair. I
Yes,
said
what is that point?
the resource speaker, where the author has asked the question, is incompetent to answer. The right office to answer that is the DPWH, because it is on record that it is the DPWH that implements the project, Mr. Chair.
Let's give him latitude. Let's propound those objections when we are in inquiry phase, maybe in the next hearing.
Salamat po, Mr. Chair.